Let's talk about AI success. What does it really mean? We're going to go way beyond the simple, flashy numbers and dig into what makes an AI project a genuine win.
So, picture this. Maybe you've even been there. You build an AI model and the accuracy score is just spectacular, 99%. You should be celebrating, right? But out in the real world, it's a dud. The project's going nowhere, your users are frustrated, and the value you promised just isn't showing up. So, what gives?
Well, the answer is actually pretty simple. That amazing 99% score, it's just one little piece of a much, much bigger puzzle. To get to real, lasting success with AI, you have to zoom out and look at the whole picture.
And that brings us to something I like to call the accuracy illusion. It's this super common but really dangerous trap of thinking that one great technical score means the project is a home run. But as you're about to see, that's almost never the full story.
So how do we escape this illusion? We need a better way to think about it. Let's look at success through three essential lenses that all build on each other. First, you've got the foundation, the technical core. Then, we see what it's actually doing with the value engine. And finally, we make sure it's pointed in the right direction with the strategic compass. Put them all together, and you get that complete 360-degree view of what's really going on.
All right, let's start at the beginning. The technical core. This is ground zero. It's where most projects start, and honestly, where a lot of them get stuck. The big question here is pretty straightforward, but absolutely critical. Is the tech itself solid, stable, and actually ready to be used?
You know, the technical core has two sides. On the one hand, yeah, you've got your model performance, that's your accuracy, your F1 scores, all that good stuff. But on the other hand, you've got system performance. I mean, think about it. A genius-level model that's super slow or crashes all the time is, well, it's totally useless. You need both to be in balance.
Take response time, for example. A user doesn't care about your F1 score if they're staring at a loading screen. A target of under 200 milliseconds has nothing to do with how smart the model is, but has everything to do with user experience. If a customer is waiting, speed becomes the most important measure of success. A slow answer is a failed answer, period.
Okay, so let's say our technical core is solid, the model is smart, and the system is fast. Now we get to ask a much more interesting question. We stop asking, does it work, and we start asking, does it matter? This is the value engine. Is this thing actually making a real difference for the business and for its users?
And this is where it gets real. We're not talking about abstract stats anymore. We're talking about a 30% cut in manual work. That's a real, tangible outcome. That's money saved. That's your team being freed up to do more important work. This is the kind of number that makes an AI project worth it.
But value isn't just about spreadsheets and efficiency. It's about people. Are the folks who have to use this thing every day actually happy with it? A high user satisfaction score is a huge deal. It tells you if people trust it and are actually using it. Because if your users are constantly ignoring the AI's advice or trying to get around it, your value engine has completely stalled out.
And that really leads to this powerful idea. AI systems only create value if people trust them and use them. It's that simple. You could build the most technically perfect AI in the history of the world, but if nobody adopts it, it generates exactly zero value. Success isn't just something you build, it's something you create with your users.
Now for our final and highest level view, the strategic compass. So we've got a system that works great and provides real value. Fantastic. But now we have to ask the biggest question of all. Is all this work actually pushing the entire organization in the right direction? Is our project truly pointing north?
Strategic alignment really means zooming all the way out. It's about tying your project's metrics directly to the company's biggest goals. It means getting the bosses to agree on what success even looks like, making sure you're operating ethically within responsible AI frameworks, and always, always keeping an eye on long-term value, not just quick wins.
And that piece, responsible AI, is so important. It's not just some buzzword. We're talking about the real guardrails, the policies and processes that make sure your AI is safe, ethical, and accountable. This isn't just about avoiding trouble. It's about building long-term trust. And without that trust, no technology can truly succeed.
So let's pull it all together. That 99% accuracy score is just one small part of the technical core. Real lasting success only comes into focus when you take that 360-degree view. When you combine technical stability with real business value and clear strategic alignment. Each layer builds on the one before it, giving you the complete picture of what real impact looks like.
So I'll leave you with this question to think about.
When you look at your own AI projects, are you just measuring activity, or are you measuring real impact? Are you tracking stats in a lab, or are you tracking actual change for your business, your users, and your company's future? The answer to that question will tell you everything you need to know.